I'm the sports professor, Rick Horrow. Welcome to Beyond the Scoreboard, Inside the Mega Events. It's a trillion-dollar sports business, to be sure, and about 50 to 60% of those dollars are wrapped up in the mega events, the championships, Super Bowls, All-Star Games, World Series, Wimbledon, tennis majors, golf majors, NASCAR championships, IndyCar championships, Ryder Cup. All of those too numerous to mention. I'm in my office to kick off the show, but I'm not here a lot. I'll be on the road on a weekly basis to bring you the inside tips from those major events. The balance sheets, who wins, who loses, the interviews, how you put on the events, and how you sustain them. This is all brought to you by Edelman Financial.
Money doesn't come with instructions. That's why we created Edelman Financial Services to help you with everything from college and retirement planning to managing your investments, helping you achieve retirement security. We're among the nation's top financial advisors. Come see how we can help you.
Sports Professor Rick Horrow, live at the Media Center at Aronimink, the BMW Championship, the semifinals of the FedEx Cup playoffs, you could say. And I didn't know what event I wanted to go to. It's the mega event time for us. We're in Philadelphia and its suburbs. Fly, birdies, fly. What do you think of that? They're selling that out at the clubhouse. Yeah, they're talking about golf, but they're really talking about the Eagles. That game starts in a few hours. So here's what I decided to do. Decided to do both of them. We're here at the Aronimink Golf Course. We're talking about the business of golf first. A few hours down the road, we will talk about the business of football. First, let's talk about the golf business. 35% of last year's 2.5 million new golf entries, players, participants at the consumer level, at the golfer level, are female. Good thing for the business, obviously diverse. LPGA starts a program, #WeAreGolf, along with the other powers that be in golf. Very, very good, very, very positive. Other things that are positive as well, $6 billion equipment business. It's basically up 1.4% over the last 7 years. Could be up higher, but remember, years ago, we were at the same platform talking about golf courses closing, so that's good as well. Also, $2.5 billion, according to the U.S. Golf Foundation, in tournament revenue and tournament dollars. That's about a 3% increase in the last few years. Tournaments like this, the attendance will catch up over the weekend, to be sure. Right now, this tournament, it's about 98 degrees, feels like 498 degrees, but still doesn't detract from the bottom line, which is the scope of the business is really, really good. The other thing is $35 billion in golf course revenues. That's up about 4 or 5% as well. And the bottom line there is we have a lot of courses closing. We have even more opening as part of a $7 billion boom in golf-related development and golf-related housing. So that's all really good. So when you look at the trend stuff from the business perspective, that's what people always do, they see a very, very positive view of the golf business. What about the playoffs? Well, let's remember, this is the last event before the next event that redefines the schedule beginning in 19. With the earlier majors, these events basically clearing the deck before football season starting. Probably a good idea. When you look at the ratings of NFL openers against the final round here, probably not that good, but that's just my opinion. We'll have to see. Aronimink itself, it's a par 70, 7,200 yards for these players. Take more than 70 strokes for us to get around. To be sure, I walked around and you lost a ball, and if you lost one 5 or 6 years ago, you may be able to find it in the rough today. I doubt it. The winners are playing for $1.6 million. The purse total, about $9 million. Nice. 2 weeks from now, the winner himself gets $10 million. And when you think about it, it's a $3 billion endorsement industry for golfers. And if it's DeChambeau, if it's a new guy breaking on the scene, if it's Brooks Koepka, there will be monstrous endorsement value. The old regulars will just continue their plodding along to take money, and a good thing, heading to the Ryder Cup. So now we go to the Ryder Cup in France. We look forward to the next event, and importantly, $70 billion golf business. And when you think about this, Fly Eagles Fly, tune in just a couple of minutes, and we'll see you at the link. Well, yeah, I told you I was Aronimink. Amazing, amazing event today. And the city of Philadelphia continues to shine. I'm here at the link about a half hour before kickoff. This place has been buzzing. The tailgate, I think, opened at 10, and people were there since 10 in the morning. And it shows it. I'm kind of glad I'm out of there now. The franchise, Jeff Lurie's not going to sell it, but the franchise is worth well over $2.5 billion for a Super Bowl in years. Revenues significant. Lincoln Financial committed improvements on the book. So from a business perspective, the Eagles will look very, very good. Let's talk about some of the other issues as we get closer to kickoff. Follow me for a minute. Let me see if I can find a quiet place. WIP broadcast booth? Nah, it's not a quiet place. But at least you can tell.
Oh, that's good.
We're ready. We're ready for the game. Not a quiet place. How about down the hall? Not really a quiet place. So let me do this. I'm going to sneak in here. Sorry for the noise, but that's all I got. This is the room. So WIP, the voice of the Eagles, not quiet. NBC, clearly not in there. I went into the replay room to see if I could get in there. So no visitors, but the game hadn't started, so I'm not in there either. So this is where all of the equipment is kept. If the scoreboard malfunctions or if the speakers are out, you can hear the music. We're about an hour away, but this is the nerve center. If we wanted to do something, this is really the spot to do it. But it's the quietest place I've got. So let's talk for a couple minutes about the NFL as we continue with this Facebook Live mega event. From the link, the NFL had some issues that made it only better, in my estimation. One was WinStar Casino and the Cowboys cut their sponsorship deal, and everybody's talking about how it could happen. Well, let me give you some history. When the Supreme Court allowed gambling to occur and required the states not to prohibit gambling, 4 of the states did it. But then everybody said, why don't we get an integrity fee? All the leagues wanted a point or a piece or a percentage. But the NBA said, let's break ranks, let's do a marketing deal with MGM for $50 million over a short period of time and sell the data to them as a marketing deal. First one's out. NFL said, we can no longer lobby for that big piece, so let's cut a deal where we can allow our entrepreneurs to get some money. So last week, a committee allowed for the first time advertising as well as relationships with casinos. Now, back in the leather helmet days when I was doing stadium stuff on wooden seats, it's not that old, but I was told by the NFL, stay away from Indian gaming, Native American land, don't have any sponsorship deals that would cut the line, the Chinese wall between gambling and not. Well, look how far we've come. Vegas getting the Raiders in a couple of years. Jerry Jones cutting a deal. Teams will follow. We hear a number about $2.5 billion of gambling money coming to the leagues. We hear Mark Cuban saying franchise values will triple because of this. I'm not sure about any of that. All I do know is it is a positive time for the NFL as well as other sports to integrate the gambling process properly regulated in the whole scheme of issues. And it's not too fantastic to contemplate that in a very short period of time we're going to have casino operations and the opportunities to place bets in stadiums themselves. Blasphemous. Well, you know, we talked about gambling or a team in Vegas being blasphemous, so we'll see. Second big issue is the whole Colin Kaepernick issue, and here's my take on that. Nike made a very gutsy decision, and at the end of the day, the risk of not doing anything was outweighed by the risk of alienating some of their more ardent supporters in an attempt to generate some support for the millennials, from the millennials, and also to get some brand recognition around, quote-unquote, doing the right thing. So this is not a football deal. This is a statesman deal. And in fact, as Nike evaluates this over time, we will see Kaepernick's ability as a thought leader to succeed or not succeed. Nike's investment in all of this, is it good, is it not? Well, let's check back out in a few months, maybe even a few years. At the end of the day, though, this may signal a shift from who's standing up, who's doing a fist, who's kneeling, to the bottom line of $100 million allocated through a Malcolm Jenkins-led committee last year, social justice, bail reform, juvenile issues, that frankly Colin Kaepernick was standing for anyway. Maybe the debate pivots to talk more about that, which in my estimation is a very positive thing. So, before game one starts, congratulations everybody, because when you look at what the numbers are saying, everybody is undefeated and everybody is going to the Super Bowl. Come Tuesday morning, half are wrong, but come today, there is no better weekend. Enjoy it, everybody. Rick Horrow, Facebook Live, Facebook Mega Events. See you next week.